Hello everybody, welcome back to Brad Fab Garage. We're meeting Robert Bales up here at Bales Performance Race Solutions to get a tune on the Camaro so we can kind of get started on this game and get the Camaro ready to start running.
Everything should be good. We'll just go from there and see what happens.
Oh my gosh, Bradley, that's way too much.
That's what she said. Bob is fixing to go through and throw a laptop on the car and give this thing a what for. This is a totally new game for me, going from big blocks, nitrous plates, and carburetors to all fuel injected and turboed, the whole 9 yards. So I'm gonna let these guys take care of the first tune-up. They know what's going on. We're gonna get the car steadied out, and then we're gonna come back and do some drivability stuff, and then we're gonna do a dyno pull. We're gonna take to the dyno, and then we're gonna go to the track. So these guys are gonna handle my Holley stuff. They know what they're doing with it. You know, I don't have to worry about leaning the car out and going goofy and blowing heads off this thing or whatnot. So
we've been doing it long enough. We built a lot of safeties into it. We play with the turbo and supercharged, blow methanol, E85, gasoline. We've done it kind of all. So you know, we've learned a lot on how to keep these things together.
Oh yeah, and you were telling me you've done a lot of R&D directly with Holley. Yeah.
I worked with Doug and them guys over there for years and years and years. So yeah, they're really good people over there. So they built a fantastic system, and we've had great luck with it.
Awesome. You know, we've got the technology for it, you know, to control anything going lean or too much timing back and forth, instead of just, you know, cutting heads off the motors every time you go drag racing. And
the benefit to having Holley is you have the opportunity to build custom tables to do stuff that it's not like a system that you're just stuck with what you got.
Exactly. We got a little something coming out of the shop now. Little noisemakers.
If you want to check out one of our turbo builds that we've done.
Yes, let's take a look at this. I want to see your Firebird.
Oh, it's a truck that we built for Mason Williams. He works for us, and he wanted to build a truck, so we all built it. He got in and started buying parts, and he built a truck.
Tell me what you got.
Just pretty much a typical 5.3, good parts, good internals. Truck's it's pretty heavy. It's 4,600 pounds.
It's a full interior, full bumpers, full everything.
Yes, AC, everything. It still has all the working functions. I mean, you know,
full interior. There's no
remote locks, leather interior. It's a
true street truck. Drive it every day.
Absolutely.
Do whatever you want to do.
Drive this truck to Canada if you wanted to. It's just so far it's been flawless. It's a Holley system. We do basically. We use this thing for a lot of, like, you know, R&D on our safeties and just stuff, you know, stuff that we want to play with and kind of learn or do stuff a little differently than some might. We use this kind of as our guinea pig. And man, this thing's been flawless. It's just on low boost. I think he was on 12 pounds. It went 1070s at 4,600 pounds.
Wow, 4,600 pounds.
That's foot braking it. You know, that's not, you know, that's not really getting after it. So getting after it, I think the thing would run pretty good.
Oh yeah, but like I said, he daily drives this.
He daily drives it. Absolutely.
Yep. Is this a tune for E85? I expect.
Yes, it's on the 85. Yes, sir. That's what we're fixing to switch it to flex, so he can run both if he wants to. Not that he ever will. He's pretty smart when it comes to this kind of stuff. He understands that, you know, when you do the boosted thing, 85 is really where you want to be. So, you know, but we want to have the opportunity, if he's, you know, as much as he drives this truck, if he's, you know, in the middle of nowhere and they don't have E85, he wants to have the opportunity to, you know, to get it back to work.
And if I don't use the available input outputs or whatever on mine, I probably will do an alcohol sensor in it too.
Absolutely.
Just because where I live, you got to drive to Edmond basically to get a E85. So you know, it's easy to keep a can of it around, but if you're, like you said, you go cruise to Texas or something like that, can't find E85,
you're screwed.
You're screwed. So if the new cars can juggle it around like that, then there's no reason these shouldn't be able to.
The only thing we haven't done to this truck yet, and we really want to do, is upgrade the cold side piping. We want to try it. We want to try some stuff with the cold side piping and see if we can pick up some more horsepower with it. Maybe change some inlet temps a little bit. But other than that, man, this truck's been phenomenal.
Sweet.
It hasn't. We've had zero issues with it. It's a pretty clean build.
All right, well, boys and girls, we are going to get the Camaro taken care of, get things lined out here, and hopefully be making real race car noises in the next couple of days.
Basically, since yours is hot boxed, we're going to do your timing versus air temp. I've already got it set up pretty close right there. To pull 10 degrees, I guess 200 degrees.
These are the safety parameters side of things, right?
This is just kind of for basic setup. All of your safety stuff is going to be at the advanced tables, so like a 1D table, So AFR, first boost, pulse timing out. Just in case we get a little bit lean here, we don't want, and we get up in the upper boost, we don't want to tear the motor up. So
no, we don't.
In there. For yours, this is basically just a startup tune, so we just need to go with sensors. It's a Holley 3-bar map sensor.
Yeah, a low dollar.
They don't have low dollar in this one, but when I updated them, they all. Coolant tip sensor, just a GM sensor, I'm sure.
Coolant is also, stock.
Stock GM.
Yep.
Manifold air temp.
It's a low dollar also.
Okay. We'll just put that in there for right now. Oil pressure.
Oil pressure is a low dollar.
Do you know what the PSI is on it?
0 to 100, I think.
Let's just set it as Holley, and then we'll change it when we update it, because I believe they have all this new firmware. Fuel pressure.
Fuel pressure is low dollar.
Is it
0 to 100.
0 to 100, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Everything should be good. We'll just go from there and see what happens.
Sweet. Bob's going to climb in the car, and I've kind of pulled everything out for you there.
Perfect.
And let me go hook, when you're ready, I'll hook power up.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So
ignition switch
key works just like it's supposed to.
Do you have the cable to plug into the laptop?
I have it right here.
I don't see any smoke, so you're doing
exactly, something's right.
Yeah, you're doing good so far.
Fuel pump is hooked up, but like I said, there's no tank, no nothing. Relays are all good.
Probably we'll hear it run.
Yep. This car's not gonna know what to do with all this fancy electrical stuff in it.
Yeah, but hey, my black one's right over there.
Yeah.
It's got a bigger box in it. It's got the Dominator.
Uh-huh.
Yep, lights come on. We're good there.
Blinky blinky.
And let's see if we can get it to hook up.
On my paperwork over there, that shows what ports I put the Mac valves on, and the fans on just the one that port they recommended. Okay. I don't have power to the Mac valves yet.
Okay, good. Let's go to pin map and
try to get there and block some of the sun out.
So you're gonna have rev limiter, launch retard, and two-step will be all on A4.
Okay.
Let's see what you got here. White and black, ABC. Okay. What I need to do. Then let's update the firmware, and then we'll go through your deals.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make notes on whatever, because I won't remember. And if we need to move, you know, I brought everything to cut and move Mac valves. I guess it doesn't matter what we put them. It's just whatever you're telling it it's going to do, right?
Yes.
All right. I see lights blinking now.
Yep. All we need to do is I'm going to have you come over here on the driver's side. Okay. And when I tell you to go, we're going to take the gas pedal and push it to the floor.
Do I got to make race car noises?
You can if you want to.
Yeah, all right. I like making race car noises. You know?
There you go. And then that's me calibrate the TPS.
All right. So we're going to come around here and make race car noises, like a couple little kids in a circus or something, state fair. All right. As far as I know, we're getting full throttle, because it was awful hard for me to run back and forth with my foot on the gas to see what's what. So
TPS auto set. Okay. Okay, go to wide open. Let off. Wide open again.
I may hung up on my accelerator, or my, there it is, yep. My speedometer cable is right there on that pedal. So that's closed, hit it again.
Yep. All right, let off.
Gotta get a zip tie out for that.
It took, so you're good.
Cool.
Looks like coolant temp, manifold air temp, everything's reading good. It's doing what it's supposed to do. 12 volts on the battery. Oh shit! You know Tuffy, right?
Hey, this is top secret stuff here. This is top secret. You need to move on. Move on. You're scared already, aren't you?
Hey, we don't even own trailers.
Yeah. Yeah. You're scared. Just move on.
I'm gonna keep daily driving around.
Yeah. Turn your AC on.
With friends like that.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. Now I just need to pin map all your stuff here. Okay. So what we got to do is, since this the way this works, like if you go in here and you look at like pin map,
yes,
it goes off of your pins. So I'm gonna have to look up these wires,
which one's which,
and see what pin they are, what the pin they're on, and then we can come back and
yeah, the A through H is how it's labeled on the plug.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So that we just cross-reference this over. Won't be a problem at all.
Cool.
So let's go do that real quick, and then
key off.
Yep, key off, yes sir. And then the fact that you got all good lights.
Yep. Hey, no, don't be tattling on me or nothing.
I knew I should have drove old Blue up here.
Yeah. Well, you're safe because I don't have the gas tank in it yet. So you know, there's your excuse. There's your excuse.
I got a fuel cell, don't it?
No, full gas tank. I just had to put a sump in it.
Hell yeah.
So I fought and fought and fought trying to find a way to make it work right without having to have a sump, but gotta have one. So
yeah,
it's the only way it's gonna work right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and watch him push some buttons real quick in here. The secret's gonna be out now. Tuffy's around.
Yeah, you can't trust that.
Yeah.
Can't trust him with a secret, that's for sure.
All right. So talk us through it.
We are going to go through here and find our input and output harness, and figure out what pin we have all of our stuff on here, and then we'll go back and we can drop all of it in the pins that it goes to. Let's go through here and find the correct diagram.
Now on the Mac valves, can I just give them a straight 12-volt power source, or since it's a 5-volt ground
You
to
should
the computer?
You should be able to ground it. You should be able to ground it off the computer.
Okay.
But that's something we need to. I need to
double check.
Yeah, I need to double check on that.
Because I have not plugged them to power, but they are hooked up to the computer through the ground, and not on a relay.
Yeah, I think on. Here we go. So what we're going to do here. Fiber block strut. A is going to be A12. B is going to be A3. C is going to be A13. D is A4. And then E is B12. And that is all we're using.
Now we're going to go ahead and work off one of the 2-steps, so I can go through and
hook
that up.
Yeah, we'll look and see what the 2-step is right now. I got the other one on, and then we'll go from there.
And I can just wire that through a button that's just an on-off, basically.
Yeah, what I do is I put a switch and I wire it to my brake pedal, unless you got a trans brake.
I don't have one wheel, but I will.
If you do have a trans brake, then obviously just wire it to your trans brake, because that's going to be your that'll set your rev limiter 1, which is your 2-step.
Yep.
And that'll set your rev limiter 2. That'll set your it also sets your launch retard if you got power for power management.
Yep.
And it'll And you just let off of it and it does everything you need to do.
Let go and hold on.
Fan on B12. The electric fan's already on B12,
Yes.
so you're fine.
Okay.
We'll leave it like this, do all your startup stuff,
Okay.
and then when we get the Mac valves all done, we'll come back and then we'll manually test everything. Because we can go through, just so you know, like with the Holley new stuff, you can go through and...
Well, the Mac valves are wired. I basically just have to plug them in.
Okay. So everything on here, I just labeled it for you so you know what it is.
Sure.
What pins they go into. And when you pull that connector out, you'll see on the back of it, where the wires go in, you'll see where it says like 1 through 10 and 12, 11 through 20. So that's going to be, you'll have A and a B. Okay. And so you can pin it directly in there, or you can use the wires that come out.
That are already coming out. Okay.
Yeah. So that just helps us when we just use those numbers when we want to put it in there.
Yeah.
So you've got everything loaded in there. Everything should start and run. Cold start is going to be probably a little funky just because it's going to be
first one out of the box,
and it's a total. We'll have to adjust a little bit, but it will start. It should start and run with this tune on it. You should be good, man.
Perfect.
Yep. We got the same injectors in yours. Base pressure, we're going to want 50 psi. If you got more than that, then just adjust it.
Yeah.
So that's all set up. Pump prime's going to be for 3 seconds. When you first get it done, you may have to up that. It shouldn't be, but just you may have to cycle the key a couple times to get it up there.
Just get all the air out of everything.
Other than that, just man, whenever you're ready, just let me know. And we'll just start. Like I said, let's just start up and rev up and stuff, and then we'll be ready to go.
Once I get that done, then like I said, starting with Chris, we'll get with you guys. We'll go do a drivability, take it to the dyno, and then take it to the track.
Yep. Perfect. Sounds good.
Then we're gonna go suck all the blue paint off that Nova.
Then come get beat by Tubbs.
Just keep walking, keep walking. Well, and that was the best part of it, is it was it was the only everybody had big tire cars, right? But this was the only one that was on the street. Yep. And on the street every weekend. Yeah. And we could go either to 39th or we could go to 12th Street, whatever, and it would hook up everywhere because it just
these cars work good.
I remember one time we were at Pratt's or whatever it was on 39th Street, and some street bikes showed up.
Oh, it was a good time.
And I went out there and ran them 2-to-1 and outran both of them.
That was always a good time. Yes. If you can go run some street bike shit, them dudes freak out.
Yeah. They thought they were coming in and going to tear everybody up. And I'll go wherever you want to. Yeah. So. But it was all old school, so like I said, I had to pull out my 6A box and my Holley blue pump and all that stuff out. So it was funny when I bought that car from
They still had a blue pump shit.
I pulled all that shit off and gave it back to.
You're probably gonna try to sell online for retail.
I said, Tim, here, you can have the MSD box. He's like, that's my spare box. He's like, well, you can have it.
Mine still works.
Yeah.
They used to build an MSD distributor.
Oh, that shit's reliable.
My blue pump still works. All that stuff's set.
It's so reliable.
But I bought that car running, and it had his motor, transmission, ignition stuff on it. You drive that thing for about an hour, and switch would die on you, and wouldn't start again.
Vapor lock?
It wasn't vapor lock. It was something in the ignition. I guess I don't know. I put fuel injection on it for doing all that. So.
I kid you not, I never had any problems with my stuff. I mean, it was so reliable. My big block, I could fill a belt off, drive it all the way back to the gas station with no water, and it overheat, hit the belt buck on it, cool it off, and it keep going. You can't tear it. You just can't tear them up like that. And I think the most I ever sprayed on it was like a Jeter. Yeah. 275. Off the line. Just send it all right. There was no progressive stuff. There was no any of that. There was just a...
That's what we did. The first nitrogen kit we put on my car, they hot wired through a Hurst T-handle button.
Yeah.
You hit the button, she's on.
See, I just have the
starter 24/7.
Oh, handle get hot.
Shock the fuck out of you. She's running outside.
I just had a starter.
You're doing that.
Guarantee you.
I just did a starter button in my hand.
Yep.
If things went wrong, you just dropped it.
That's right. That's right. Let go of it first.
Drop
Keep it stuck. Let go of it. That's right.
All right, guys, we are back at the shop and getting ready to put the gas tank in so I can start building fuel lines. I've got a couple little things I want to do first. One is, I'll take my sunglasses off so I don't break them. The straps that you put, the rubbers between your fuel straps and the top of the tank, I kind of cheat a little bit to make this easier. And everybody's probably done the same thing, but this is the way I like doing it. I will take duct tape and duct tape them to the tops up here. That way I'm not wrestling to try and keep them in place whenever I'm, wrestling the tank by myself. It's a easy little trick, and it'll save you some heartache. And I just use black tape, so you know you'll ever so long it's going to come out and you'll never see it again. So I'm going to put a quick little bit of tape on this just to make life easier. And I'm going to put it up here where no one's going to see it anyway. I'm going to tape that right there. I'll do the same thing on the other side. And it will save you a lot of cussing. The tank should be dry enough to go ahead and get in here. I don't think I'll get anything on my hands or whatnot, but we're going to wrestle that dude up here. Get this done, which basically, here's my return line. I have to make about 8 feet of hard line, and it's just aluminum, so that'll be easy enough. And man, we're close to starting it. I have to do this. I have to build new training lines, hook the steam vent hoses up, and then little tranny fluid, and we're ready to start this thing. So maybe get that tank. Okay, and that light's bright. Well, the goal here is to get this in here without getting it all over me. I do have a little bit of gas in the tank still that I used to just flush it out with it. And yeah, that's a Sharpie mark stuck in the cap. So I'm gonna see if I can do this without getting it all over me. I'm probably gonna get it on me. We are pretty good. This right here is our dash 8 return line coming from the intake. We have our fuel pump and everything mounted here. Like I showed you before, we don't have any of this tied up yet because we're going to run this dash 10 next. Okay, I've got the first about 3 feet wrestled into here. I'm going to go start securing it to the frame rails just using the regular line clamps, and start getting it kind of jostled into place. You have to take your time with the aluminum tubing. It's easy to work with, but it's also easy to kink. So you really got to take your time with it. All right, we're starting to get to the tricky part. We're going to come up along the frame rail up inside here, and then we're going to have to get a clean enough radius to come down and along through here, which is going to be really tight. There's a little bit of room right here, but with the trunk brackets right here, we're probably going to have to come down here and taper, maybe do a little swoop and come into this. So, and that way we have our feed coming up, trying to hide as much of it as we can. Didn't have plans to put chrome on the back, but this was the only one that they had at Smiley's. So it'll work from now. If it gets on my nerves, I'll just rattle can it. Oh, get over there. She is. All right, now we just need to go around all the line and make sure little stuff like this is not happening. That's rubbing right against that sharp edge there. And we don't want it rubbing on anything. So we have to start from one end, work our way to the next, and get that just snug over and out of the way where it is not hitting anything. That's good, we're good up here. All right, so pretty simple. Followed the frame rail down. Now I had to kick out away from the frame here because we have to go around this cross member. So we're gonna have to do an anchor or something up in here, and then we snake around to the fuel pump. So now that we have the hard line done, we'll take the return line and the power wire for that, and we'll just trace everything out and get it all zip tied in nice and clean. Okay, good news. We got the gas tank in the car. Everything is hooked up. We're gonna go ahead and load it on the trailer real quick, run back up to Yukon, and have Robert look over everything and give us the thumbs up, and we're gonna fire the car up and make sure everything's right. See you there. Well, we took the Camaro out and drove it around a little bit, and we're having a little bit of an oil pressure problem. So this little low profile muscle car pan didn't come with a windage tray, so that's how I put it in. So I may be cavitating the oil, but it runs just fine until we start building boost and get the RPM up on it. And then it seems like it's, well, it doesn't seem like it is dropping oil pressure. So I had it go down all the way to about 10 psi, and it was enough to make the lifters clatter. So gonna have to either pull the motor out or try and get the pan off of it and see what we find. Well, guys, I worked through a pretty late night, but I think I found our oil pump, our oil problem. It looks like the oil pump pickup tube, where they spot weld them to bolt into the oil pump, that spot weld broke. You can see up there in the light, that is not bolted to the flange. So that's our problem. I don't know if you can see it in there good enough or not. My little light here, we will try, but that should not be loose on that flange right up there. So hopefully it didn't hurt the motor. It may have clattered the lifters a little bit, but we'll get this fixed and put it back together and find out. Well, we got the oil pickup tube problem fixed. Filled it back full of oil, ran it again. Of course I didn't drive it, but I did hear some valve train noise. So you know how that goes. Did have to pull the motor back out. Sorry for not filming that, but I was kind of grumpy and didn't feel like filming it because I might have thrown some things. I might have cussed a little bit. You never know what's going to be. So, but the one thing I did find, we had one lifter that got eaten. Don't know how good you can see that, but it did round the lifter over. I don't know how bad it damaged the cam. I can see that it had some scoring and stuff like that on it. So I'll have to get the cam out, look at that, see what other problem it caused. It had good oil pressure. It had up to 65 and 70 pounds of oil pressure. But with that pickup tube failing on me whenever I'd accelerate, it would pull the oil away from the gap in the pickup tube that it was siphoning out of, and would lose oil pressure. These are supposed to be GM LS7 lifters, and when I got them, they weren't in a GM box or anything like that. So I don't know if that's how they shipped them or what the deal was, but hopefully it didn't destroy my cam, and then I'm out cam and lifters again. So either way, this motor has to come apart. I have to check everything. I'll check the bearings, check everything, make sure it's right, because for one, I don't want to take it out again, and for second, I want to enjoy it more than about 6 miles. Ended up finding 4 bad lifters. The cam took the blunt of it, it looks like. And these 4 lifters, it's almost like they collapsed because the outside edges of them are mushroom and have burrs on them. And they sure definitely didn't help anything. So I don't know if those collapsed or if it's oil damage. So if you've seen that before, let me know what you think. But it basically just rounded the edges off of them. And I mean, here's what a good one looked like. It has nice sharp crisp edges on the edge. And look how round that one is. So round, good edges. So 4 bad lifters. So basically I'm looking at another camshaft, a better brand of lifters. Those were supposed to be GM LS7s, true GM LS7s. Not happy with that. On top of that, you know, a $550 camshaft. So anyway, set of head gaskets, set of exhaust manifold gaskets, and we're good to go, right? So guess we'll try and order some parts. All right, good news. Motor's back together. You already saw me put it together once, so I figured you probably didn't need to see me do it twice. But the car is back together. Fixing to go for a test ride, and if that goes well, I'm going to get the cowl induction hood back on it. I made that decision. I just like that a whole lot more than I do the flat hood look. I just like my cowl hoods, so I'm going to get that back on the car if everything goes well, and might take the wife for a stroll down the road. Test drive was a success. We got oil pressure all the time, which is what we wanted, and just kind of took it easy on it there. But I think as soon as the wife gets home, we go let it all hang out and see if we can get a reaction out of her. How about that? So let's see what happens. Okay, we're taking Sabrina for a ride in the Camaro. She's not been in it since it was a big tire car, and with a lot bigger motor, with a lot less horsepower. You ready?
Yeah. Ready.
I don't know if you know what you're in for.
Probably not.
You ready?
Yeah.
No burnout, no nothing. What's wrong?
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe my heart is like, oh my god, like in my, oh my gosh, Bradley, I cannot believe this. Yeah, you can't do this. No.
That's on gate pressure, which means I'm not giving it a lot of extra boost. That's just a little bit.
Really? Oh my lord, that's it. Oh my gosh, Bradley, I cannot even imagine. Oh my lord.
That's just on
My
the minimum.
heart, like,
That's just the
seriously.
minimum little tune that's on it. Don't cry.
Oh my gosh, Brad. Like, no.
It's a little faster than it was.
Yes, oh my lord. Yeah, a lot faster.
That's
Okay.
on like 7 pounds of boost Well, good news is I'm still married. So she had a lot of fun with that, but she did not know what to expect. She's bearding in a lot of things from my full comp off-road rigs, but nothing with the kind of torque that thing has got. So, man, up next, we've got a few little knick-knack things to finish, and then we need to get it back to the Bales. And we're gonna do a ride and drive tune, take it to the dyno, and then go to the track and just see what this thing's gonna do. So hopefully I can get that happening pretty quick, and man, put this thing back on the streets. I do need everybody to go in and like and subscribe. A lot of people watching, not a whole lot of people subscribing. So go in, click like and subscribe, and share the videos so we can get this thing up and running even better than it is now. And if you interested in any of our t-shirts, I'll put a link on it here. You can go through and order it on Shopify, and we'll ship one right out to you. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.